Welcome back. This is part 5 of my Visual Basic series, and in this video I'm going to show you how to use the if statement, which is an extremely important concept in programming. The if statement can be thought of as sort of a fork in the road, okay? You know that your program executes, from the top down, line after line after line after line. The if statement is sort of a choice, right? A decision. It comes to this, it evaluates something, and then it'll do one of a few options based on the evaluation. Okay. Now it's probably easier to just see this than me try to explain this with analogies here. So I'm going to go ahead and just show you. Okay, I'm going to create a variable just for the sake of demonstration, and I'm going to say age. Okay, I'm going to call this an integer, and I'm going to initialize it at a value of 18. Okay, so we have this variable age, and it has as a particular value, and now we're going to call an if statement to evaluate the value of age and do something based on the evaluation. So how you do this is we're going to use the keyword if, and then I like containing this in parentheses. You don't have to in Visual Basic, but I think it helps. It adds clarity. And then after if, you're going to put the condition. Okay, this is the condition that you want your program to check. I'm going to check if age is equal to or greater than 18. Okay, and when you do these checks, right, you can use inequalities, right? Strings, booleans, and strings. You're pretty much only checking equals. Okay, you're checking is it equal to this particular text or is it equal to true or false. Doubles and integers, you can use all the inequalities in math. So is age equal to 18, greater than or equal to 18, less than or equal to 18, less than, and you also have not equal to, and I guess this can be used with strings and booleans as well. I forgot about this one. Not equal is just a less than and greater right after each other, so like that. So sort of a little diamond shape, I guess. And that means not equal to, right? In this example, I'm going to check if age is greater than or equal to 18. Okay, then you use the keyword then, okay? And this says, if this condition is true, if this checks out, then, okay? And when you hit enter, it's automatically going to generate the end if, which is sort of organizes this whole statement into this concise little thing. And in the body here, right in here, in between here, is where you're going to put the action. If this condition is true, it's going to execute the lines in this. Okay. So if age is greater than or equal to 18, I'm going to write a message to the console, simply saying you are an adult. Okay, and that's it. If I run this now, because age is equal to 18, it's going to say, okay, then I'm going to do this, and it's going to print out you are an adult. And this is the most basic if statement you can get, right? It's just if a particular value is true, then do this, end, okay? That's it. You can add, though, more to this. You can add a lot more, actually, okay? And I'm going to show you that right now. If I go in here and I have an if, I'm going to add an else, okay? An else statement doesn't actually have a condition, okay? The condition for the else statement is if nothing above it checks out. So if this fails and it says no, let's say age is 15. If this fails, this condition will fail. It doesn't do this, and it skips down and says, okay, else. So else means, if nothing above it works out, if nothing checks out, then do this. So if you're not greater than or equal to 18, then I'm going to print out you aren't an adult. Okay? Now this whole thing is going to do one of two things, right? If you have an if and an else, something is going to be executed, right? There's no way out of it. It's one of these two things is going to happen. You can also add more though, right? You can change this fork in the road to, this huge big intersection by adding else ifs, and these go in between the if and the else. So I'm gonna go in here and put in an else if. These do take conditions, right? And this is just like multiple if statements, okay? So let's say it checks if you're 18 or older and it says you're an adult. And let's have it check also if you're 17. So if you're not 18 or above, but you're exactly 17, so else if age is equal to 17, then we're going to console.writeLine you can drive. So you're not quite an adult, you're not quite an adult, but you can drive, okay? So now we have this, and you can add, realistically, as many of these as you want. And you could add, 100. You could have a personalized message for ages 1 to 99 if you wanted, okay? So the else if is really just like having multiple ifs. So it runs down again, it says, if this condition is true, then do this. If not, then let's check this one. If this is true, then do this. If not, if none of these are true, then it skips to the else statement where it does this. Now, this particular if statement only checks one variable. It checks age, okay? You can have, this check multiple variables or check a single variable against multiple conditions by using the keywords and the keywords or, okay? So let's say, let's demonstrate how this works. I can say if age is greater than or equal to 18 and age is not equal to 99, then do that, right? Or I could use, or I could say if age is greater than or equal to 18 or age is equal to, I don't know, 50, right? I can see how I can make these conditions a little more complicated by using ands and ors, okay? And keep in mind that I could use different variables, right? I could set up another variable, just an arbitrary variable x, set it equal to, 10. And then this only runs if not only is age equal to 18, but and x is equal to 50, okay? So you use and or. And again, just logically, and for this condition to execute, both of these conditions must be met. And or, obviously, just one or the other. Or both, right? And that is the if statement for you. So again, it starts pretty simple, but you can really add things to it to really enhance it and make it pretty, sophisticated lines of codes. And keep in mind that it's called nesting if statements. So I could have an if statement, right? Like this, like say, let's get rid of this, just make it a little simpler, okay? I could have a statement like this, and if this is true, then I could put another if statement within this if statement. So if age is greater than or equal to 18, then I could do it again. I could say if now age is greater than 5 and age is less than 10. Oops, that doesn't really make any sense, does it? It's greater than 18 if age is greater than 25. Yeah, that makes a little more sense there. And age is less than 30, right? And then I have another thing. So this is called nesting if statements, and this you can get kind of a lot of different options for the computer to check. So that's really it for this video. In the next video, I'm going to be covering looping, and that is really one of the last things you need to cover until you really have a pretty solid understanding of some of the important concepts in Visual Basic. And after that, I think we'll go ahead and sort of make a program using some of the ideas we've learned to see how you can put all these things together to make something actually useful. So that's it for this video. Thanks for watching. Rate, comment, subscribe, whatever. Need help, message, comments. And if you got all this down, then I will see you guys in the next video.